All right, so today we are reviewing for our Chapter 1 test. Our first test of the year will be over Chapter 1. All right, so we're going to go through problems, and I specifically came up with these problems because they are problems that you are going to see on your test. They're the type of problem. It's not the exact number, but if you see it here, you're going to see it on your test. All right, so in the first example, I'm evaluating the expression y divided by x when y equals 10 and x equals negative 2. So on your boards, go ahead and make your substitution and come up with your answer. Make our substitutions, and we have 10 divided by negative 2, and when we make that division, we get negative 5. So this test is designed to, basically see if you know your rules for positive and negative integers, adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. So the operations in and of themselves will not be overly difficult, but I am looking specifically to see if you can get the correct sign in your answer. Now in the second example, I don't have any substitutions to make, but I do need to follow the order of operations to solve. So we need to evaluate what's on the inside first. What's 3 plus 4? 7. What's 18 minus 7? 11. So 2 times 11 equals 22. 22. Who got that right? 22. Awesome, guys. Good job. All right, now we're doing another evaluation, evaluating the expression when x equals 4 and y equals 12. All right, so we do 2 times 12 minus 4 squared. Well, what's 12 minus 4?
8.
8. And what's 8 squared?
64.
So 2 times 64.
128.
Exactly. Good job. Good job, 128. All right, now you had one of these on your quiz. The absolute value bars are indicated right here around the A. This is called absolute value, meaning when I see those bars, I need to take the absolute value of that number and then evaluate. Go ahead and try that. All right, so we plug in a negative 6. What's the absolute value of negative 6? 6. So 6 minus 10 gives me negative 4. 10 is bigger and it's negative. 6 minus 10 is negative 4. All right. What if you had something like this? I'm going to switch screens really quick and just give you another sample problem. So let's stick with the A equals negative 6 value. What if I asked you to find the negative absolute value of A plus 8? So I have the negative absolute value of negative 6 plus 8. That is not a double negative. I have to first evaluate what is the absolute value of negative 6. It's just 6, but now I do have to bring down the negative that was in front of the absolute value sign. So it's negative 6 plus 8, which gives me 2. All right, does that make more sense? If you missed it on the quiz, make more sense? Okay. All right, so now find the sum, difference, product, or quotient. These should go relatively quickly. So 8 minus 20, think about this. If you have $8 but you spend $20, do you still have money left over, or are you in debt? You're in debt, okay? That's called living above your means, right? So you spend more money than you make. That's not a good thing. So you can always look at these integers in terms of money, and that really does help you make sure that your answer makes sense. So yes, I do subtract them, but because 20 is bigger, I owe someone $12. Whether it's the bank or my parents or someone. I owe someone money. All right, let's do the next one. Negative 22 plus 7. All right, different signs, subtract and take. I get negative 15. Negative 15. If I owe someone $22 and I pay them $7 back, do you think they're going to call it even?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. No, because you still owe them $15
What if
unless they're
from-
just very
what if they're from a
forgiving
different country
and they
you
can't
don't
add the
know?
money. Well, you just need to be honest, right?
I'm just saying.
Okay, so what about negative 13 minus 7? Right, so now this is same sign, so I add and keep negative 20. Negative 20. Okay, all right, now do this operation. What operation is this? Multiplication, so I have to use my rules, my even odd rule. So because there are how many negatives?
2.
It is a positive answer. Positive 20. Positive 20. We have to keep our rules separate, okay, for adding and subtracting and multiplying and dividing. All right, now try this one. Let's see who can get this one right. It's a little tricky. All right, let's see who can get it right. So here it is. 8 plus 7 minus 5. Got to change that double negative to a positive. 8 plus 7 is 15 minus 5 is positive 10. 15 minus 5 is 10. If you have $15 but you spend 5, you still have $10 left. So here's the thing. It doesn't matter. If you get the sign wrong, what was in parentheses? The double negative was in parentheses, but you got rid of it.
Yeah, but you would multiply.
You don't multiply. There's a subtraction sign there. Okay? So on the next one, go ahead and solve that one. All right, so let's do this. What's 24 divided by 3?
8.
8. What's 8 divided by 2? 4. And is it positive 4 or negative 4? Why? Yeah, there's 2 negatives. Very good. Okay, the coordinate plane. I'm going to give you several points. I want you to write the ordered pair and the location for each point. So here's point A. I want you to write the ordered pair and the location on your board. Oh yes, it's going to be 2, 3, quadrant 1. What about point B? What about point B? So what is my X value?
1.
What's my X value? 0. I don't go right and I don't go left on X, so don't get that confused. My X value is 0, but then where do I go on Y? Down 2. So what is the location? Y-axis. All right, point C. Yes, point C is -5, -2, and quadrant 3. All right, last thing we need to cover is finding the mean. Finding the mean, you guys remember that? So if I had to pick a question that, the largest number of students missed, it would probably be this question. Okay, so it is 2 steps, so it is probably the most involved as far as doing calculations. But what do you do first? What do you need to do first? Yeah, group your positives and your negatives and then subtract them. So go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's check it out. When we add our positives together, did you get 55?
Yes.
When we add our negatives and keep, did you get negative 35?
Yes.
Yes. So what's 55 minus 35?
20.
What? And what would I do with 20 now?
You divide it by 5.
Why 5? That's how many numbers there are. Did you get 4?
Yes.
Did you get 4? Okay. So that's how you find the mean. So maybe you just yesterday we had Case of the Mondays or something, and
Yes.
but now we get it, right? So that's not an overly complicated one. There's just a lot of calculations to do there. You have 2 of those on your test tomorrow. All right, and if you understand everything we just covered, you should be ready for your Chapter 1 test.